Have your notebooks out and open. This is a review for Discrete Math Chapter 3, Fair Division. The review worksheet that I gave you guys for Chapter 3 may have been a little bit too confusing, considering the fact that we were not able to finish the whole chapter before this whole coronavirus took over the world. So here I am helping you out. So there's two friends, Jeff and Pam, and they have a half orange, half pineapple cake for some reason. And the whole thing is worth $36. So Jeff and Pam, independently of each other, have their own feelings towards orange and pineapple. I don't know why they're friends in the first place, but apparently that's just what they do. So since the whole cake is worth $36, put the 36 over here, Jeff is going to value the orange slice way more than he would the pineapple slice. In fact, he values the orange slice at $27, and he values the pineapple slice at $9. Now, Pam, on the other hand, values pineapple more, but not as much as Jeff prefers orange. Pam prefers the orange slice at $12 and the pineapple slice at $24. Now, these dollar amounts may not mean much at the moment, but they actually indicate the percent that Jeff weighs orange over pineapple and the percent that Pam weighs pineapple over orange. In fact, if it is at all helpful, and I'll try to do this in red pen so you can see the difference between these two. But again, I'm going to bring out my trusty calculator for this. But if you weigh the two against each other, you could say that Jeff prefers orange at 75%. And I'll kind of just put this on the side right there. And clearly he weighs pineapple at 25%. Why would I bother doing the calculation for that? Now, Pam, on the other hand, prefers orange at 33.33%. Now, it may come in handy to use the fraction a little bit later on, but, we'll deal with that when the time comes. Whereas Pam prefers pineapple at 66.2%. Now, again, that's just a little bit of visual. I may end up using the dollar amounts. I may end up using the fractions. It depends on what situation is coming in handy. Now, the worksheet that was attached to this problem showed you 4 different figures. Now, I'm not going to be able to draw these figures perfectly, but I'm going to draw them the best that I can. And then the question then becomes, for the divider, the value of both slices, S1 and S2, must be worth. Now, the different figures are going to come into play with number 2, problem number 2, if you see the worksheet. But for number 1, for the divider, both slices must be worth, the answer is $18. If you are the divider, you are trying to divide this cake up into 2 equal shares. And if the whole thing's 36, then your slice is basically going to cut that in half, 18 and 18. We'll deal with that in a moment. Number 2, they want you to calculate the value of slice 1 in each division if Jeff is the divider. Then it says to find S2's value. So let's deal with figure 1. Figure 1 gave you this, that's a terrible sound, gave you this kind of cut. Now, the dashed line is not the cut. The dashed line is simply indicating the division between orange and pineapple. Orange on top and pineapple on bottom. Orange, pineapple. And then the division was made like that. And they told you that this angle was 30 degrees. Now, how does that help us out? Well, Jeff values orange at $27, but he's cutting the orange into 2 shares. He's cutting the orange into a share that is 30 degrees and a share that is 150 degrees. Now, for all of you who remember geometry, a half a circle is 180 degrees. If we do 30 divided by 180, that gives us the fraction 1 over 6, which means that this slice right here, the one that I'm pointing to, that 30-degree orange slice, is 1/6 of what Jeff would value the orange half of that cake. If that's the case, he values that itty-bitty slice at $4.50. Now, we're not done yet. We'll deal with the calculations on the worksheet in a minute. I just kind of want to show you how this whole thing plays out. Now, this orange slice right here, well, clearly it's the rest of the $27, or you could do the 150 divided by 180 if you wanted to go the long way around and multiply it by 27. Yeah. $22.50. And Jeff still values the pineapple at $9. Now, if this were the cut, Jeff would not do this. Jeff would not do this cut. If you notice on the worksheet, eventually number 3 asks you which figure are divisions that Jeff actually would make. Figure 1 is not the answer. Figure 1 is definitely not the answer here. Now, in terms of the calculations on the worksheet, they gave you like a little bit of an explanation, amount of orange in slice 1 times the value of orange to Jeff. Now, in slice 1, if you really were to figure out that fraction, that calculation, it would be 5/6. Because, again, we figured out the 150 degrees divided by 180 gave you that fraction, 5/6. 5/6 times the value that Jeff puts on orange cake. And I'm doing this calculation directly from the worksheet itself. Now, this calculation right here is $22.50. That's this calculation. Plus the amount of pineapple in slice 1. Well, there is no pineapple in slice 1. Again, slice 1, this would be slice 1, this would be slice 2. This bolded line is the cut that was made. In slice 2, there is no pineapple in slice 2. What ends up happening is, again, this is the value of slice 1 to Jeff, and then in turn, if you took the $9 pineapple and the $4.50 itty-bitty slice and added them together, it'd be $13.50 for slice 2. These are the values of each slice to Jeff. Now again, if Jeff is the divider, Jeff didn't make this particular cut. This is not the answer to number 3. This is just the calculation within number 2. Let's do one more of these together. Here we go. I got a nice little page here. Let's look at figure 2. Now in figure 2, itty-bitty noise. Ooh, hate it. Again, orange is the one on top, pineapple is the one on bottom, and the cut was made at 45 degrees. That bolded line is the cut, but it was made at 45 degrees. Now again, assuming that Jeff made this cut, that orange up here, orange, if I could spell it, to Jeff is worth $27. Now it's the pineapple that's being split up. Now again, 180 degrees. I wonder. I don't even know why I have to do this part, but okay. Boom. Haha. 45 degrees is only 25% of half a circle. Now, if that is the case right there, we need to figure out what is 25% of Jeff's value of pineapple. Well, 25% times 9 is $2.25. Since that is the case, he values that itty-bitty 45-degree slice at $2.25. Well, then what's the rest of this? Well, if Jeff values all of pineapple at $9, and you could probably do this in your head. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. There we go. He values the rest of this pineapple slice at $6.75. Now, if you're looking at, again, the calculation on the worksheet itself, the calculation would go something like this for Jeff. The amount of orange in slice 1. Well, it's all of it. So like, oh wow, okay, cool. He's got 100%. I can just do like 1 out of 1 times $27 plus. Again, this is just slice 1. 45 degrees ended up being 25%. You could do 45 over 180, or 1/4 here, times the $9 value. Again, these are the value for Jeff. He values the orange half at $27. He values the pineapple half at $9. And if you were to do these two calculations, well, this would get you $27 here. We showed you this before. That's $2.25. Altogether, again, this is slice 1 right here, and this is slice 2 down here. Slice 1 he values at $29.25. Clearly, this is slice 2, by the way. Clearly, Jeff did not make that slice for figure 2. Why not? Let's look at figure 3. Let's look at figure 3. If we look at figure 3, love that sound. There is the cut between orange and pineapple. Well, not the cut, but whatever. And then if Jeff is the divider, well, the dividing marker was made here. And on the worksheet, they tell you that this itty-bitty slice of orange is a 60-degree cut. Huh, interesting. I wonder, and again, I'm doing this on purpose just so you can see it. If I do 60 divided by 180, which is half the circle, that's 1/3. 1/3 of the orange. I wonder if Jeff values it at $27. Huh, $9. Interesting. So to Jeff, this slice of orange is worth $9, which would make the rest of this, well, now, what did he value orange in the beginning? He valued orange at $27. Well, altogether, if you get rid of that, if you do the fraction, if you do the division, no matter which way you slice it, this part of the orange cake is worth $18 to Jeff. Now, again, there's a reason why I'm slow playing this. There's a reason why I'm playing this up really big, is because Jeff values pineapple at $9 as well. Now you know where I'm going with this. If we were to look at the calculation on the worksheet, and again, this is Jeff's slice. Amount in orange. Well, the amount in orange that we had, this was slice 1 right here, in slice 1. That was 2/3, yeah, 2/3, times the $27. That was the amount of orange. The amount of pineapple, well, there was 0 in that slice 1. There was no pineapple in that first slice. This calculation ends up being $18. That's slice 1 to Jeff. These two together, slice 2, also $18. The answer to number 3, based on your calculations, which figures are divisions Jeff would make, this is it. This is the division that Jeff would make. Now, I'm going to leave figure 4 to you to see if you can get that particular calculation done. So, take a moment right now, pause the video, and in a moment, I will show you what the answer to figure 4 should have been in terms of what values Jeff would have made that slice as. So take a moment, pause it, pause. And while you're doing that, I'm grabbing another piece of paper. Okay. And since you didn't pause it, or maybe you did, I don't care, let's talk about figure 4. See if you got it right. Figure 4. Fun noise. There we go. Orange half, pineapple half. The slice that was made was very strange. It was a 20-degree slice. 20 degrees right here. And again, we're looking at the values to Jeff, I guess, so whatever. Now, 20 degrees off of 180 degrees, that's the fraction 1/9. 1/9 of the pineapple. 1/9 of the pineapple half. Well, the pineapple's $9. Why do I even have to do this calculation? To Jeff, this itty-bitty slice is only worth $1, which means the remainder of the pineapple to Jeff is worth $8. The orange half is still worth $27. This is all to Jeff. All of the calculations for number 2 were in regards to Jeff. Nobody cares about Pam, apparently. Meh. Well, we'll answer number 3 in a minute with this, but we'll see what happens. Now, to Jeff, the amount of orange in slice 1, well, it was a whole. The amount of pineapple in slice 1, again, slice 1 being this top portion right here, and slice 2 being this bottom portion right here. The amount of orange in there, well, it was only the fraction 1/9 of his $9 value. That's where the $1 came into play. Altogether, that's $28. That's slice 1 to Jeff. Slice 2 to Jeff, I mean, it's fairly simple to see at this point. It's just $8. Slice 2 is just worth $8 to him. Based on your calculations, which figures are divisions that Jeff would make? Clearly, he would make the division for figure 3. Now, if we're doing the divisions for figure 3, there's a table on the bottom of that page that asks you, well, what would the values be to Pam? Now we got to switch over to Pam. Now, if you remember, Pam valued orange at $12 and valued pineapple at $24. Let's go back to this cut right here. Fun noise. Again, this is figure 3. Jeff has made the cut at 60 degrees right there. Now, to Jeff, it's $18 and $18. That's the table at the bottom of the first page. We have to figure out the values to Pam now. Now, again, 60 degrees is only 2/3 of that, or I'm sorry, 1/3. 1/3 of that orange half up here. 60 divided by 180. If you don't believe me, there it is. It's 1/3. So 1/3 of the orange half to Pam. Well, let's see. 1/3 times $12, because Pam only valued that orange half at $12, is $4. Which means, this again is to Pam. This is all Pam. Pam. Map. Pam is $4. Well, she values all of the orange at 12, which means that this portion to Pam is worth $8. And she values pineapple at $24. So if I'm filling out this table, the value of slice 1, actually let me write out this table, it's a really good idea. Here we go. This is Jeff, this is Pam. Now this is figure 3, this is the way the figure 3 ended up being cut. Now if we were cutting this up, the value of slice 1, the value of slice 2, Jeff is valuing them both at $18, because he made the cut for figure 3. We just did the calculations for Pam on figure 3, based on 1/3 of her $12 value. Well, slice 1 to Pam is only worth $8, whereas slice 2 to Pam is worth $28. Now, if Jeff were to be the one to cut it, Pam would clearly go with slice 2. She would be much happier with slice 2, getting all of that pineapple, which is kind of an abomination at this point. But that's how this thing would basically be done. If you notice on the back of the worksheet, numbers 4 through, I'm just kind of sliding through it right now, numbers 4 through 10-ish, yeah, 4 through 10-ish, they go into a bit more detail in terms of the whole dividing by 180 thing that I just went into. But that's how that calculation would be done. I know that with this quarantine, our time together has been kind of short, but hopefully this gives you a bit of insight into how to complete the first couple pages in that Chapter 3 review. If you have any questions, send me an email, tweet me, do whatever you got to do. We'll see you guys later.